The city can be divided in many neighborhoods. I will show in this episode all the bike lanes, bike shops and interesting spots to know in this part of the city. Let's check out Belém and Restelo. Belém is one of the most famous neighborhoods in Lisbon and a touristic destination. There's 4 bike shops, 1 bike lane and a lot to see. At some point the bike lane seems to disappear, but in fact it simply mixes up with the sidewalk. It's still there. This is Belém Bike. You can buy, fix and rent all types of bicycles. It's open all year long. A few meters after you have some of the few bars open at night. Next to it, it's the amazing MAT building. It's the Museum of Art, Architecture and Technology. You can't ride your bike on the terrace though. The only bike park is this useless thing, unless you just want to get to have your wheel at the end of the day. I would lock here instead. Right next to it is the Electricity Museum, where you can learn how energy was produced. The building used to be an old thermoelectric plant. If you want to take a boat to the beaches of Caparica with your bike, here is the place. On the other side of the train line, there's the National Coach Museum. The museum has one of the finest collections of historical carriages in the world. The new museum is next to it. Again, weird thing to lock your bike. The Presidential Palace. It's the official residence of the President of the Republic. Kings, princes and foreign kings have spent the night here. It has a museum, the Museum of the Presidency of the Republic, where it shows the story of all our presidents. In front there's Afonso Albuquerque Square. It has a statue in the center of it, and was the first European navigator to arrive to the Persian Gulf during the Portuguese discoveries. He was the Vice King of India. Next to the police station, this spot is a great option to lock your bike. Pastéis de Belém are located in Rua de Belém, the Oxford Street of Belém. Shops and restaurants are situated here. This centenary pastry place is where you can taste the most famous Portuguese sweet, known worldwide, Pastel de Belém. You definitely have to put sugar and cinnamon. Yummy! The receipt of it was created by monks of Jerónimos monastery. It's a former monastery of the order of Saint Jerome and is a great example of the Portuguese late Gothic Manueline style of architecture in Lisbon. It was classified a UNESCO World Heritage Site. You can also find the Archaeology Museum and the Navy Museum. It has a very good collection of boats and everything we had to create to navigate on the sea. Oh, and don't forget the Carlos Gulbenkian Planetarium, where you can travel through space. Well, we are right now, but still. In front, there's CCB, or Cultural Center of Belém. It contains many auditoriums where concerts and events take place, and it has a collection Berardo Museum, a modern and contemporary art museum. Actually, it's a good place to enjoy the evening with the girl. If you go to the river now, you can get the bike lane and visit Padrão dos Descobrimentos. It was built in memory of the trips made by the Portuguese in the ships around the world. That gentleman is Infante Henrique, the great navigator that began the period of discoveries. This map contains all the places and dates we have been. If you continue the last meters of the bike lane, you will arrive at Belém Tower. But first, the monument in memory of Sacadura, Cabral and Gago, Coutinho. They were the first to cross the South Atlantic Ocean by plane. Finally, Belém Tower, another great example of Manueline art, a very Portuguese style of art. It's easy to spot. Armillary sphere, cross of the Order of Christ, the national shield, pine cones, snails, intertwined ropes, nets, gargoyles, mermaids, a fantastic mix with the meaning. It was built to defend the river, along with the basin of Cascais and the fortress of São Sebastião da Caparica. There's a lot to talk about this monument, maybe another time. Next to it we have the Combatant Museum and the monument in memory of those who died in war overseas. This bike lane goes to nowhere, right in front of Belém Tower. Right at the end of the neighborhood is Fundação Champalimau. The purpose of the foundation is to promote scientific research in the field of biomedicine, especially in the areas of cancer and neurosciences. The founder donated 500 million euros for it. Wow! From here you can go to the other side using the train station of Algés. You can take the train here to the city center or to Cascais and Estoril. Bikes are free of charge. This part is mainly composed of villas, embassies and basically a quiet area where many rich people live. It's a more hilly area with no bike lanes. The neighborhood has a football club, Os Belenenses. What a view they have! Very near we have the Museum of Ethnology. Again, no bike park, but this place is amazing to understand how the natives of South America, Africa and Southeast Asia used and some still live. If you climb a little bit more into the residential area, you'll find the Moinhos de Santana Park. Just get lost there. Bikes are not allowed, but you can park them. Lastly, if you go down again to the center of Belém, you'll find the tropical botanical garden. The Portuguese travel around the world, so we have plant species from everywhere. Go check it out. Do not miss the Ficus religiosa, also known as fig tree of Buddha. Buddhists and Hindus believe that it was in the shadow of this tree that Buddha was enlightened. If you enjoyed, please let me know. I might show all the other neighborhoods as well. All the information is below. Thank you.